If you really want a huge sense of accomplishment, I really recommend working on a movie.
Doesn't work like any other director that I've worked with.
Not badass in real life at all. I'm a pansy.
I don't really remember wanting to do anything else except make movies. That was the day that I got a call from my family in Texas saying that my brother was sick, you need to come home. On May 23rd, 2011, he died. Look at these amazing effects. Look at this. Look at that. It's like if I bought something that had styrofoam packaging, I would save the styrofoam packaging.
And action.
It was definitely a lot to juggle. Scheduling people, scheduling locations, planning for exterior shoots, keeping an eye on the weather, figuring out what time makeup needed to be done, how much time do people need to get in a costume, what scenes need more planning or rehearsing. Scheduling it all properly so we didn't just have people standing around and the entire shoot day schedule could be more efficient. At the same time, concentrating on directing, keeping in mind how best to serve the actors and get a good performance out of them. And of course, dealing with a normal delay of bloopers and, you know, dialogue flubs, which is always entertaining.
We could send off information, blah, 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 blah.
Oh, train spy.
Train spy.
Not a train spy, a trained spy. Not a spy on a train.
As a train spy, you need to have many... I will do this, and I will be good at it.
Okay.
Well,
Wait, no, you need to go back so I can go again.
Right. They pretty much already have.
I'm sorry, I made the noise with my mouth.
I was thinking like.
So wait,
Okay, I'm sorry, alright.
Please don't make the noise.
Okay.
That gets me every time.
okay.
Okay.
I'm not ready.
And I found that the best way to keep all this in check is to just have a fun environment on set. Again, just this has got to be fun. I want people to be there. I want people to enjoy their time there. And fortunately, that was easy to do because I was working with some really great people. Rebecca Morris, Brooke Hamrick, Eve Butler. These are all they're professionals. They're so talented, but they're also fun to be around. So it was easy to keep a fun set being around these amazing people.
Mostly what I remember is like standing there and then you and like Chris like making goofy 80s movie references. Like that was like a constant. And I would always try to keep up with all these old like references you would make, but I hadn't seen most of them, so I was like, yeah, that's funny. But
Yeah.
you guys would get like so into it. It was
Yeah.
really funny.
And that's
That was like 90% of the film. I was just like cracking jokes and stuff.
How do I flip it?
Yes,
Smack
we're really gonna
Then you
smack
flip
it,
it,
flip it, and then you rub it down. Only, are you rolling? Anybody that went to high school in the 90s knows what that means.
I went to high school
Hip.
in the 90s. I don't know what that means.
It's oh,
Thank
it's,
you. Make me feel very old. Thank you.
see, Boys to Men, ABC, BBD.
The East Coast family.
Okay.
Never
So
skipped a beat.
turn.
No.
Yeah, it's just really yeah. When it comes out, you can already
just like,
it can already be loose. You just it goes out like that, and then you're just turning it.
Okay, so
Half of.
like that. Oh.
when it's low budget, no budget, things are going to happen, and I have to make adjustments along the way because we lost locations, we lost actors, we got locations. So everything is just about being flexible. Kudos to everyone that had to do makeup, especially Lethea, because that hair would fall apart after a while and the makeup would melt. But she was just, yeah, did a really good job. And God bless April for wearing that freaking thick-ass cloak in the southern heat. I mean, really, if I'm going to shoot an no-budget movie, I should have just picked like 2 or 3 people, scheduled it out for like 4 weeks and done. But no, I had to cast a bunch of people with tons of schedule on top of my schedule. Here we go. You ready? Yeah. Okay, here we go. Rolling. Rolling. Go! Oh my God!
It doesn't work.
You have like an anti-blood shield around your face.
It's hilarious.
Okay, rolling. Scream.
Don't tease.
engineering.
Electrical engineering, computer science. Okay, my brain's starting to fry.
It's
Alright.
already fried.
And then if it wasn't like, and I remember it was like sometimes we would go from like summer where it was really hot and then it would be winter.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, now everything's different.
You deal with seasons changing and everything in between. There's always a delay. It's too hot, then it's too cold, too windy, too wet. And the seasons so obviously change from footage to footage. It's all green and summer-like, then before you know it, fall hits, and all the leaves are on the ground. And I kind of had to work that into the script about how the atmosphere was so messed up that seasons were changing so quickly. The weather is something you always deal with. And that's a motto that's kind of built into the company name, Weather the Weather Productions. That came from my days of high school drama back in South Grand Prairie. I loved movies since I was a kid, but my understanding and love of working creatively with a big group of people came from my old acting class. That was my first real creative family. Whether the Weather was a vocal exercise, it's something we used to do. We'd say it before we go out on stage. We used to say, whether the weather is cold, well, we'd enunciate, whether the weather is cold or whether the weather is hot. We'll be together whatever the weather, whether we like it or not. It's actually taken from a British poem I learned later. The version that I like and that I stick with is whether the weather is cold or whether the weather is hot. We'll weather the weather, whatever the weather, whether we like it or not. It always stuck with me after high school. And that was eventually where I would take the name for my little production company from. It's just a reminder. I had so much fun with that particular creative family, and I wanted to make my own. And that's kind of what we do in life. We're constantly weathering the weather. And on this production, there were definitely many storms to weather. April's mom and dad were both so super supportive of her acting career. Either one of them would always be on set when we were shooting Rad. Her mom was sick, she had cancer, and because of that she couldn't work, which allowed her a lot of time to help support April in her acting career.
That's why she was usually always with me with acting things, because it was a way for her to spend time with me. It was a way for her to support me with things, and she liked getting out of the house and doing things, and she was social, and you know, she couldn't go to work or anything like that. So it's kind of a good thing in that respect, because it gave her a way to spend time with me, especially with acting.
Yeah.
And you know, my dad would do it too, but he worked, so that's
Yeah.
why he didn't really do it. And he's just as supportive, obviously.
Yeah.
But
I remember them both being so supportive. There's I remember the footage of your dad helping you put your cape on.
yeah,
And, yeah.
holding the gun,
Yeah.
and then he put the cape on and held the gun. I remember that. But yeah, it was like a something to spend time with each other type thing. And she was helping me do something I wanted to do. She would pass away while undergoing treatment. She's one of the names that appears in the end credits. She's one of the people that we dedicate this movie to. It was like she was starting a risky treatment and the treatment went wrong, so that's kind of what happened. My cat died the day before she died.
Oh God, I didn't know that. Yay!
It was just, karma was like, fuck you! And fuck you! It was just like, alright. I was so grateful for all the help and support April and her family lent to my work.
But I was really blessed to have a lot of really great people to work with. Richard Gaither was he played Chapel. He was the big guy, the big bulky guy with the eye patch. He didn't just act, he did everything. He helped me with props, he dressed up as a werewolf, we put him in makeup, and he helped with locations, and he let us shoot at his house and his surrounding area. And he helped with Red and then with my web series Monster Cops as well. And a lot of that would not have been able, we wouldn't be able to make any of that if he hadn't helped. So thank you, Richard. It was huge. That's why I gave him the producer credit, because it was really, yeah, it was a huge help, and he contributed a lot. And also Kelly and her ranch. I got to use Northwood Stables, and I used it for almost all my projects. Her entire family was a huge help to me, and I love them all. Scotty, Sam, Amber, Alicia helped out in a few of my projects and even stood in as Red a few times. Her daughter Reagan was awesome. She would appear in my Build-A-Bear commercial. The entire family and all the people at Northwood Stables were just amazing. And I really miss those guys. I miss shooting there. They made me feel at home, especially at a time when I didn't feel like I had a home. Chris Plouffe. This started with Monster Cops back when I was auditioning and I was casting for the web series, and I met Chris, and we just immediately clicked. We just got along. He was funny.
This is so sexy.
Chris Plouffe was one of my buds. I mean, I know I could always count on him, and we always had fun no matter what we were working on. From mentioning him, I have to mention Brandon White. I'm sad he didn't make an appearance in Red, but he did help out on camera. Chris and Brandon, both of them, I met when I was doing Monster Cops, the series, and these guys were my Monster Cops in North Carolina. They would also end up helping me a lot on other projects. I love those guys. Amanda Elizabeth, she played Beth, but she also not only acted in the movie, but she was huge help. She was always around, she was always available. She also contributed her camera. She ran camera, she did drawing, she did makeup. She was also, she was a huge help. And I thank God she was around. Ron Reichs helped out a lot. Ron played Daryl in the movie, and he was always, he's one of those people that was always willing to help. He showed up whenever I needed it. Happy to have had him in Monster Cops, and I was happy he was able to make an appearance in Red. And I have to mention the awesome combo team of Channa and Dawn Van Meter. Dawn played our evil Nosferatu and did a great job being so creepy. Channa did the makeup as well as a number of other makeups on different projects that I've done. Such a hugely talented makeup artist. I would work with her again in a heartbeat. Tom Gore was another actor who would help out as much as he could. He appeared in the movie, doubled as a Grim Soldier, and was always offering to help. Emily Kelly, amazing, hilarious. On more than one occasion, I would need footage that she would be more than happy to shoot and then send me. I'm happy to have worked with her before and happy she makes an appearance in Red. Natalie Everett. Natalie played one of the vampires. I was so happy to see her and include her in this movie. I knew her from Texas. I worked with her sister Jocelyn a lot back in DFW. She also makes an appearance in the movie. But at the time, she was going to school in NC and was able to come down and join our little project for a bit, and it was really nice to see someone from home. Sterling Bollinger, another fellow Monster Cop, a dear friend, and one of the best people you could ever have or want on a movie set. So helpful, super smart, and I will always be grateful for all her help and all the fun we had on set. She is awesome. Jennifer Rizzoli, mind-blowingly talented. On my list of people I will continue to hire and work with. I'm happy to call her a close friend and someone I can talk to on a personal level, and will always work with her in a heartbeat. And as much work I did on my own, I actually had a group of really great people to help me when I needed it. Every DIY filmmaker likes to play up the fact that they can do so much on their own, but the truth is, I had a lot of help in getting this movie done, and I'm beyond grateful and beyond blessed. Hey guys, I wrote and directed a movie. It's called Red. It's a sci-fi action epic. It is on DVD and digital download. You should totally go to redmovie.com and get a copy. Check out all the videos, check out all the trailers, check out all the clips, watch the behind the scenes, because me and my crew busted our asses to make this movie, and we think it's pretty nifty, so you should definitely check that out. And if it's something that you like, something that seems like it's gonna be awesome, you should definitely buy a copy.